Did you know that one volcano once changed the weather of the entire Earth? In 1815, an explosion so massive tore through the skies of Indonesia that it silenced birds thousands of miles away. But what followed wasn't just destruction, it was transformation. For months, the sun dimmed, the world grew cold, and summer disappeared. This is the haunting story of Mount Tambora, the volcano that stole summer and plunged our planet into a global chill. Before we dive in, just to let you know that we're seeing that 55% of our viewers who watch our channel regularly have not subscribed to us yet, so we're asking you a favor. Before we start our deep dive and you like us and also want to support us, there's a free and simple way to do that. Just hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out when we put out new videos. And we assure you that we will commit to bringing you the best videos each week. We also crave your feedback and suggestions as we aim to give the best. In early 1815, the island of Sumbawa, part of modern-day Indonesia, seemed ordinary. Farmers tended their crops, fishermen cast their nets, and life unfolded beneath the shadow of a dormant giant, Mount Tambora. But beneath its slopes, something ancient was stirring. For centuries, Tambora had been silent. No tremors, no smoke, no hint of danger. Then, one April night, the mountain exhaled, a low rumble that seemed to come from the bones of the earth itself. Witnesses later described the sound as cannon fire from the heavens. It was heard more than 2,000 kilometers away, louder than any explosion ever recorded in human history. On April 10, 1815, Mount Tambora erupted with unimaginable fury. The blast ejected over 160 cubic kilometers of ash and rock into the sky. That's more than 100 times the power of the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. The eruption's column shot more than 40 kilometers into the atmosphere, piercing the stratosphere. Pyroclastic flows, rivers of ash and fire, raced down the slopes at over 700 kilometers per hour, erasing entire villages. Tens of thousands died instantly. The once green island was buried in a carpet of gray. For days, darkness blanketed the region. Ships hundreds of miles away found their decks covered in ash. And yet the true catastrophe was only beginning. The blast had released millions of tons of sulfur dioxide high into the atmosphere, and those invisible particles were about to change the world. When sulfur dioxide reaches the stratosphere, it reacts with water vapor to form aerosols, tiny droplets of sulfuric acid. These aerosols are brilliant at one thing: reflecting sunlight back into space. For years, this veil of volcanic haze would circle the globe, dimming the sun's warmth and cooling the Earth's surface. Modern scientists estimate that global temperatures dropped by up to 3 degrees, 5 degrees Celsius, enough to disrupt entire ecosystems and weather systems. It was a phenomenon now known as volcanic winter. And in 1816, humanity woke to a world that seemed broken. A year that would be remembered as the year without a summer. In New England, snow fell in June. In Europe, the skies turned gray for months. Crops withered in fields that should have been golden. Farmers watched helplessly as frost killed their harvests, and hunger took its place. In Switzerland, a group of young writers, trapped indoors by endless rain, passed the time by telling ghost stories. One of them, Mary Shelley, would write Frankenstein, inspired by the eerie atmosphere outside her window. In China, torrential rains destroyed rice fields. In Ireland, famine deepened misery after years of hardship. And in North America, thousands of desperate families abandoned New England to move west, seeking land untouched by the cold. It wasn't just a bad year, it was a climate crisis before we had a word for one. The chill of Tambora's eruption echoed through economies, wars, and migrations. Food shortages drove up grain prices, triggering riots in Britain and France. In India, strange weather patterns fueled outbreaks of cholera, a disease that would spread globally in the decades to come. Historians now trace the origins of several 19th-century social shifts, including waves of migration and economic upheaval, back to the aftermath of Tambora's eruption. In a way, this volcano didn't just change the weather. It altered the course of human history. Tambora wasn't alone. In 1883, another Indonesian volcano, Krakatoa, erupted, releasing enough ash to paint sunsets blood red across the world. The sound of the explosion was heard 3,000 miles away, the loudest sound ever recorded. Global temperatures fell again, and the skies glowed for months. Then in 1991, Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines unleashed a similar cloud of sulfuric aerosols. Scientists measured an immediate drop of about 0.6 degrees Celsius globally. For years afterward, satellites recorded a thinner ozone layer, paler sunsets, and slightly cooler summers. Even with modern technology, humanity was reminded nature still holds the power to rewrite our climate overnight. Today, scientists study volcanic eruptions like Tambora to better understand geoengineering, the controversial idea of artificially cooling the planet by mimicking volcanic aerosols. But Tambora is also a warning. Even natural cooling can devastate societies. Crops fail, economies collapse, people migrate. When we tamper with Earth's thermostat, intentionally or not, the effects ripple through every living thing. So when we look up at a peaceful blue sky, we should remember, it can darken in an instant. And when the ground rumbles beneath us, it might not just shake a mountain, it might shake the world itself. The next time you see a glowing sunset, streaked with red and gold, remember that once, the same colors filled the sky because the world was freezing. Because one volcano, half a world away, had turned the warmth of summer into ash. This was the day the Earth caught cold. If you love learning how small moments in history shaped our entire planet, hit that like button, share this with a friend, and subscribe for more Did You Know stories that uncover the mysteries behind our world.